Grab a cup of coffee, sit back for a moment, and let me take you back to the 1950s. It's still dark outside. A Lionel train circles the base of a tall, proud tree, bubble lights quietly fizzing like tiny lava lamps. Dad's in his robe, coaxing tinsel to fall just right. Mom pads in with a plate of sugar cookies dusted like fresh snowfall. The TV hums warm in the corner, waiting for a parade or a variety show to light up the room. And there, by the window of a brand new ranch house, hangs a thick strand of bright, jaw-dropping C9 bulbs that could guide Santa in from the stratosphere. Fellow travelers, we're about to open 25 memories that made Christmas in 1950s America pure magic. A silver tree that didn't need watering, the toy that conquered TV, a phone call that sent fighter jets chasing Santa. No, really. Ready? This ride only gets wilder from here. Here's the secret sauce, time travelers. Christmas didn't just happen in the 1950s. It blossomed in a perfect storm. Picture families freshly settled after World War II, armed with the GI Bill and mortgage keys to shiny new ranch houses. Neighborhoods weren't just streets, they were brand new stages, with picture windows begging for big trees and bigger lights. Inside, the living room took command. Sofas faced the newest household celebrity, the television, so holidays moved from radio and hearth to glow and screen. That meant Christmas wasn't only a morning, it became a month-long broadcast, from parades to specials, jingles to jingling commercials. Money stretched farther, and optimism stretched even farther than that. Dad clocked out on Friday with enough in his wallet to surprise the kids. Mom orchestrated lists, recipes, and ribbons with the calm precision of a maestro. The baby boom filled schools, choirs, and church pageants. Suddenly, every December weekend had a program, a bake sale, a caroling night. Cars got reliable, so visiting grandparents or downtown department stores, complete with mechanical window displays, became a tradition, not a trek. And then there was the new language of modernity, aluminum, plastic, instant. An aluminum tree with a color wheel, space-age sparkle, TV dinners after shopping, a little thrill on a frosty night. A Polaroid click turning a moment into a photograph in your hand. That felt like magic you could keep. So yes, the 1950s gave Christmas a bigger stage, brighter lights, and a tempo that swung. Now let's step into the memories themselves, one dazzling vignette at a time. The tree and home decor, mid-century magic. Step into the living room, time travelers. A silver forest has landed. The aluminum tree doesn't shed, doesn't sip water, just stands there like a rocket in branch form. A color wheel on the floor turns slowly, washing the metal needles in blue, then green, then red, then amber. The whole room changes mood every few seconds, like the house itself is breathing Christmas. Kids lean close to see their faces warp in the shiny branches while Dad warns, no lights on the tree. Fire hazard, space age rules, and if you think this looks futuristic, wait till you hear the tree start to bubble. Tiny glass vials perch on each branch, a little warm at the base, sending streams of bubbles racing upward. It's science class meets Santa. You watch them come alive, first a quiver, then a steady fizz like tiny lava lamps. The room smells like pine and cake batter. Someone taps one lightly, don't shake 'em, and you go still, transfixed by the motion, the gentle tick of the mantel clock, the hush that only snow can teach a house. Each bubble is a countdown to morning. But ornaments? Oh, the ornaments. The next bit is pure color and sparkle. Get ready for shiny brights. Open the worn cardboard box and there they are. Rings, stripes, stenciled stars, little bursts of mica that catch the light like frost. Fragile as a soap bubble, each shiny bright holds a tiny carnival of color. You hook one carefully, step back, and suddenly, The tree reflects a dozen mini living rooms. Your robe, your grin, your whole world in a sphere. Mom saves the tissue paper. Dad says, "Careful, those are glass." When one breaks, everyone pauses as if a bell stopped mid-ring. But you can't stay solemn, because next comes the great sparkly blizzard. This is an art form, one strand of tinsel at a time, like shimmering rain frozen in midair. Or, if your uncle's in charge, whole handfuls thrown with reckless glee. The tree sighs under the weight, each breath of the furnace sending a gentle, glittering sway. Some families go further, flocking the tree, dusting every branch in evergreen snow that smells faintly of winter and glue. You'll be vacuuming until Easter, but when the lights click on, the room becomes a snow globe. Step outside, though. The real neighborhood show is waiting on those freshly built ranch houses. Thick cords of C7 and C9 bulbs march along the eaves, each one a warm jewel against the dark. You can feel them with your eyes, soft, round, a little hum of heat, the color of cranberries and tangerines. Dad balances on a ladder with numb fingers, muttering about the one bad bulb that kills the whole string. Neighbors wave from their driveways, a friendly arms race of reds and greens. Snow muffles everything but the squeak of boots and the clink of clips. And when you come back inside, the final touch is waiting on the carpet. Steel rails in a circle. The transformer buzzes like a sleeping bumblebee. You nudge the throttle. The locomotive inches, then chuffs to life. A tiny empire of bridges, switches, and tunnel portals. Smoke pellets add a whiff of ozone and oil. The headlight carves a path through shadowed presence. You lie flat on your stomach, cheek to the shag, watching the couplers kiss and separate, counting cars with a conductor's pride. The tree lights blur into streaks as the train loops past tin signs and little crossing gates. And that's just the decor. What showed up under these trees? Buckle up. Our gift pile is about to go wild. Gifts and gadgets under the tree. Rip the paper and out spills a bag of noses, ears, and googly eyes. No plastic body yet, just a dare. Find a real potato. You jab the parts into a lumpy spud, and instantly the kitchen turns into a Saturday morning cartoon studio. One twist and he's grumpy, another and he's a pirate. Parents chuckle, cheap laughs, endless faces, and TV commercials hum in your head like carols. It's not just a toy, it's permission to be ridiculous. And here's the kicker. This funny-faced vegetable launched a new era of TV-sold toys. Keep your seat. Those glowing tubes are about to sell something even wilder. Open the long box and a bright plastic ring springs out like a captured rainbow. Around the waist. Go, go. The living room becomes a carnival. Hips shimmy, uncles boast, the dog panics. Out on the sidewalk, every kid on the block is a human gyroscope, hoops rattling like sleigh bells. You learn the secret rhythm, knees soft, belly steady, and suddenly you're floating the ring, no hands, a little winter miracle. Fads burn bright and fast, but this one feels like a holiday stunt that escaped the calendar. Keep that hoop handy. The next gift changes how you see yourself and the whole toy aisle. Tear the ribbon. There she is. High ponytail, arched brows, the self-possession of a movie star in a zebra-striped swimsuit. She doesn't coo like a baby doll. She looks back like an adult with plans. You clip tiny sunglasses on her nose, tuck a purse into her hand, and suddenly your bedroom floor is a runway, a city, a future. Some adults grumble, too grown up, but kids know. Barbie is possibility in high heels, wardrobes, dream houses, convertibles. She turns Christmas morning into a long-term project. And if you think one doll can't reorder the whole toy universe, just wait till you hear what's spinning on the record player next. Lift the lid and the platter winks at you. A stack of 45s waits, little yellow inserts clipped into place. You drop the arm, click, thump, hiss, and the room blooms with brass and backbeats. Songs change with a mechanical shrug, each side a 2-minute rocket. You learn to flip, cue, and guard your favorites from sticky fingers. Suddenly, Christmas afternoon isn't just toys. It's a soundtrack you control. But pictures speak too, and the next gadget pulls a photo from thin air right before your eyes, like a parlor trick Santa forgot to patent. Box open, leather case, metal gleam. Dad unfolds the bellows like a magician. Mom lines up the family in front of the tree. A click, a whir, and out slides a square of promise. You hold your breath. The smell is sharp and chemical, a little laboratory in your hands. A ghost appears, then a face, then the whole room. Tinsel, pajamas, gummy grins. No waiting for a lab, no week-long mystery. Just a countdown you can watch. The photo passes around like communion, picking up fingerprints and laughter. Keep that camera ready. The last surprise tonight doesn't sit under the tree. It pops out of the oven. It's late, everyone's feet are sore from downtown displays, and the kitchen lights up silver, compartmented trays lined like miniature airfields. Peel the foil and there's turkey, potatoes, and a little square of something sweet. Onto the TV trays they go, plates balanced like tiny dinner theaters. You sit cross-legged in your pajamas while a variety show croons to the clink of forks. It feels space-age and cozy at once, a small luxury, a badge of modern life. And that, fellow travelers, is the 1950s magic trick, making convenience feel like celebration. Music on the hi-fi, soundtrack of the season. Drop the needle and the room tilts a little, because here comes a velvet thunder named Elvis. Blue Christmas rolls in like a slow snowfall, those backing vocals swaying like porch lights in the wind. Parents pretend to be skeptical, but their feet betray them, tapping against the TV tray. The record jacket shows a grin that could melt an icicle, and suddenly Christmas feels cool. Not just hymns and carols, swagger. You learn that a holiday song can wink and still be sincere, that heartbreak can sit next to holly and not spoil the punch. Keep that platter spinning, because the next voice was barely a teenager, and she lit the tree on fire. 13 years old and already a human sparkler, Brenda Lee doesn't ask. She commands the room to move. Saxophones strut, guitar walks, and the living room rug turns into a dance floor. Someone strings popcorn, someone forgets to string popcorn, because it's impossible to do chores with this record on. You learn choreography you'll claim you invented. Two-step, pivot, clap, laugh. The song ends, and you race to lift the arm back to the groove for one more spin. And just when you think holiday music has reached peak fun, a trio of helium-happy critters barges in with a hit so weird it becomes perfect. A wise guy producer speeds up voices, adds a hula hoop joke, and boom, the whole nation sings along with rodents. You try the chipmunk voice at the dinner table and get banished to giggles in the hallway. The record is a dare. How silly can Christmas be without tipping over? Turns out very. The chorus is bubblegum glued to your brain. Dad groans. Grandma smiles despite herself. The magic trick here isn't just the novelty. It's that December can handle both reverence and ridiculousness. Speaking of swing and swagger, the next track has a backbeat that practically ties a bow on itself. From the first guitar lick, you know you're in good hands. It's a sleigh ride with power steering. Everything smooth, nothing square. The drummer keeps it crisp. The vocal smiles without smirking. Your cousins learn the words in 5 minutes and pretend they always knew them. It's the kind of tune that makes decorating go twice as fast and arguing slow to a crawl. When it fades out, the house feels a half shade dimmer, like someone nudged the color wheel. No worries, the next cut is a road rocket, and it doesn't so much arrive as burn rubber through your living room. Chuck Berry kicks the door and the tree practically leans forward. That guitar is a chrome bumper, the rhythm a V8 engine. Lyrics sprint alongside the melody. Santa as an air traffic controller, Rudolph as a red-nosed hot rod. Wrapping paper turns into asphalt under your socks. Even Grandpa's foot can't resist a little heel and toe. It's proof that Christmas could rock without losing its hat and mittens. Hearts racing? Good, because our last stop on the turntable isn't just a record, it's a mood that drifted out of radios, theaters, and living rooms like snow under a street lamp. The opening chord lands like a feather on a windowsill. Voices blend, strings sigh, and for a moment time slows enough to hear the furnace click and the tinsel whisper. It's not about snow, not really. It's about longing dressed in winter clothes. Families who move to new suburbs feel it. Soldiers home from far-off places feel it. Kids who don't know why their parents look misty feel it anyway. On the screen, Technicolor glows like candy. On the record, crooners hang lanterns in the dark. The song becomes a ritual. First Coco, then this track, then the tree lights. And with that, the hi-fi lid closes, only for the TV to wink awake. Because in the 50s, the small screen turned December into a shared living room for the whole country. On the screen and airwaves, small screen traditions. Cue the laughter track and the tinsel flashback. Lucy, Ricky, Fred, and Ethel gather around a tree that somehow keeps getting funnier the more they try to perfect it. The episode hops through memories, tiny time capsules of the Ricardos' life, until you feel like you were there for little Ricky's first Christmas. There's something about hearing an audience laugh while you sit in your pajamas that makes the house warmer by 5 degrees. The jokes land soft as snow. The sentiment lands even softer. And for 1/2 hour, the country agrees on a feeling. Credits roll, and you swear the ornaments are smiling back. Friday and Smith catch a Christmas Eve case, a missing figure from a church nativity. The city sounds quieter in December, even through the TV speaker. Interviews, clues, a simple truth. A kid borrowed the statue to keep his promise. No car chases, no fireworks, just a steady heartbeat of decency. Parents watch with folded hands. Kids learn that heroes can be calm. When the figurine returns, the choir swells, and your living room suddenly smells like candle wax and cold air. You don't clap, you just breathe out, feeling like the world works if we help it along. Morning coffee, pajamas, and a skyline full of helium dreams. The parade turns the country's living rooms into curbside seats. Marching bands crisp as winter apples, Broadway numbers previewing December, and balloons the size of apartment buildings drifting past department store windows. Announcers turn streets into storybooks. Kids point and name characters like old friends. The last float might as well be a starting pistol. Santa waves and boom, the season's on. You switch off the set and look at your undecorated tree in a box, already hearing the rustle of paper and the click of light strings. Time to make your own spectacle. Shopping, Santa, and storefront spectacle. Crack open the Sears Wish Book and you can smell December, ink, paper, and possibility. You and your siblings become junior accountants, circling with red crayons, starring the essentials, ranking the must-haves like generals planning a campaign. Pages turn slick under buttered popcorn fingers. Trains, chemistry sets, robes with satin piping, dolls with wardrobes that rival movie stars. You fold the corner, then fold it again, as if extra creases equal extra chances. Mom smiles at the negotiations. Dad raises an eyebrow over the tool pages. Somewhere a pencil scrawls sizes, stock numbers, and hopes. Mailboxes turn into little stages where packages appear like magic tricks. Downtown glows like a jewelry box. Crowds press close, breath fogging the glass as ballerinas twirl on hidden gears and toy soldiers tip their hats. Tiny villages sparkle with mica snow. Trains loop tunnels with tireless cheer. You hold a mitten to the window like a pledge. A brass quartet on the corner blares Good King Wenceslas, and the whole block feels choreographed. Inside, velvet ropes guide the line, perfume floats down staircases, and an elevator operator makes even "third floor, please" sound like theater. The line snakes through candy cane arches. Elves stamp North Pole approved on paper tickets, and the carpet looks like a peppermint river. Your heart thumps as you climb onto Santa's lap. His suit a red galaxy of nap. Flashbulb pop, candy cane. A whisper of wishes offered like state secrets. Somewhere pneumatic tubes whisk notes to the pole, and you swear you hear them whoosh. On the escalator down, you clutch the little photo, trying not to bend it. For the rest of the day, you walk a half-inch taller, an official ambassador to the Claus administration. Phones ring, switchboards light, and suddenly the grown-ups have proof. Radar sees a sleigh. A misprinted number turns into a tradition. Air defense folks fielding calls from kids, plotting a blinking blip across the map. Radio announcers report Santa's position like a weather update. He's over the Great Lakes. Bedtime, Eastern Time. You step onto the porch, search the sky, and every star volunteers to be Rudolph. It fuses the space age with storybook magic, jets and jingle bells in the same sentence. And for one unforgettable night, the whole country seems to agree on wonder. Midnight knocks softly at the window, and the house answers with little rituals. Wet mittens steam on a radiator. Someone's grandpa ties a string to a sled so the youngest can be pulled like royalty down the block. Cocoa skins over in mugs, and the first sip is always too hot. No one waits. Choir folders snap open at the church steps, breath turning to halos as carols rise and echo off brick. Back home, Mom's handwritten cards curl at the edges near a bowl of tangerines, the peels twisting into fragrant ribbons. You and a cousin stage a puppet show behind the sofa. The dog steals the spotlight with one badly timed bark. A pageant crown made from pipe cleaners digs into your scalp, but you keep it on because it makes the cookies taste better. There's a hush after lights out when the furnace kicks in and the house settles, and you lie very still, sure you can hear reindeer hooves negotiating the roof shingles. Morning will be chaos. For now, it's the gentle clatter of dishes, a mystery rustle in the hall, and the soft promise that in this brief pocket of winter, everyone belongs to everyone else. Conclusion. Here's what we touched, fellow time travelers. Silver trees turning living rooms into moonlight, bubble lights and shiny brights winking like tiny constellations, trains circling presents, toys that changed the world from a TV commercial, music that swung, rocked, and crooned, parades, sitcoms, and a lost nativity found. Santa tracked on radar like a visiting star. But beneath all the sparkle was something simple. Families trying to make a season feel bigger than a paycheck, warmer than the weather, and bright enough to carry into January. That's the heart of 1950s Christmas. Ordinary homes, extraordinary wonder. If this little journey lit a bulb on your own memory string, do me a favor, like this video, subscribe for more trips through time, and share it with someone who still remembers the smell of tinsel. We've got miles of history ahead. Ready to keep traveling?